Hello folks, Lana here coming at you with another video today. And in this video, I want to explore the concept of self-absorption. Now, for me, my relationship to the term or the label of being self-absorbed goes back to childhood, and it was something in my household that was used to sort of label myself or siblings when we were being thoughtless, careless, or as children often are, self-absorbed. And it was really demonized, I would say. It was a label to be avoided, a character trait to avoid being, because that made you a bad person. And so I think, as a recovering people pleaser, being self-absorbed is something that I've always ran from. I want to be the exact opposite of that. And it just had a very negative connotation. And the other day, I was listening to a podcast where there was a caller. It was a woman in her early 20s calling in to ask advice on just like how to make it through your 20s. And one of the podcast hosts basically advised her to take this time in her life to be a little self-absorbed. And the way she phrased it, it was sort of being self-absorbed. Yeah, it gets a bad rep, but what else are you going to be absorbed in, right? Like, what better thing to be absorbed in? You spend your whole life with you, and like this whole life journey is a journey of getting to know you better and becoming a better version of you. And through that, obviously, you can better serve others. And I think ideally we interact with a community of others, and of course aren't spending our entire lives only thinking about ourselves in like a selfish way. But just that the way permission was given in that answer to be self-absorbed, and especially when you're young and figuring yourself out and figuring life out, like this is a key time in your life to be doing that self-absorbed inner work. And it also just made me think about my framing of the choice to have kids or not to have kids. It's something that I'm reflecting on a lot lately. And I know that one of my sort of instincts is to look at not having kids as a more selfish or self-absorbed choice. And that if I decide not to have kids, it must be because a part of me can't cope with, I guess, giving much of my attention to other beings. So it's interesting how and I know that's not the case, and but that's a framing, that's a narrative that I have in my head that I have to work to break out of. And I think I had said offhand to a friend a while back about how I feel like not having kids is the more selfish choice. I'm choosing me, I'm choosing my own happiness, freedom, wealth, health, or sleep, all that kind of stuff, over doing the selfless thing of bringing, new future leaders into this world and nurturing them and whatever. And they're like, I think we need to reframe that. I think we need to reframe that being the selfish choice. And also, like, what is selfishness, right? It's like, it's choosing you. And is that always a bad thing? No. Like, sometimes you do need to just do what is best for you. So anyway, I feel like I could ramble on and on about this, but I just wanted to bring that forward, that thought up, that, I don't know, I think especially for a lot of women out there, I know for me, it can be hard to just even accept the feeling or feel like you can choose you, and you can, like, even self-care can feel selfish, or time alone, or treating yourself to getting your nails done or your hair done, or for parents choosing to, I don't know, spend time away, maybe read a book, closing the bathroom door on your kids, little things. Having a life outside of your family and your partner, like all of those things can feel selfish or self-absorbed. But it's like the most important relationship in this life that you have is the one with yourself. And what better person to pour your energy and attention into, right? Because if you are a better version of yourself, more whole, more self-sustaining and fulfilled, you're going to be able to give more to others and show up as a fuller you. And so be a little more self-absorbed. Protect your you time. Protect your time to fill up your cup with hobbies and side hustles and your workouts or whatever gives you joy. Be a little more self-absorbed. Here's your permission. You can do it. Especially, and I don't even want to say especially when you're young in your 20s. I think it's probably important at every stage of life. I don't think anyone should earn the right to be self-absorbed. I know I sometimes hear folks talk about older people who are retired, or, you see a cranky grandpa or grandma, and it's like, well, they're old. They've earned the right to be a little bit of a grump, or they've, earned the right to be to sort of have a no bullshit attitude and call it like it is. I was like, why do you have to earn that permission? I don't know. Like, do we have to wait until a certain stage of life to just, advocate for ourselves in the way that we want to, or set boundaries on what we are and aren't willing to participate in? Maybe we can do that kind of work now. Yeah. Anyways, that's the thought of my of the day today. Inspired by another podcast listen. And it just really struck me. I was like, oh gosh, yeah. What better, where else am I going to be what else should I absorb myself into? The relationship with the self is so, so important. Hope that helped, and I will see y'all in the next video.